Hey guys, Ray McGuff here, one of the co-hosts of the Last Roundup Horror Show, coming to you today to give you an early review for a film I'm very excited to talk about. The good folks over at Pixel Scene Media reached out to us and wanted us to check this flick out. My name got picked out of the hat. They were like, "Hey Ray, you like a lot of stuff. Why don't you check this out and tell us about it?" So here I am. I'm going to talk to you about this flick. Let's do it. The film is called The Last Showgirl, starring Pamela Anderson, Kernan Shipka, Dave Bautista, Jamie Lee Curtis, Brenda Song, Billy Lord, and Jason Schwartzman. Brief overview of the film. A seasoned showgirl must plan for her future when her show abruptly closes after a 30-year run. I believe the film comes out in January. I think it drops in theaters January 10th of 2025. So obviously I got to see this early. Directed by Gia Coppola, who's directed other films such as Palo Alto, Mainstream, and Good Boy. Right off the bat, I have to say, man, I loved this flick. I didn't know what to expect. I saw the trailer, and it looked like something I would like, so I was excited to check it out. I haven't seen Pamela Anderson in anything in years. I mean, I'm 43 years old. I think the last thing I saw her in was Barbed Wire, which was a pretty big deal when I was a teenager. Um, just off just off the top of my head, off the cuff here, I love the way this thing feels. That I'm a big fan of the independent film days. I think 70s had some great, 60s had some great independent films, 70s, some of the 80s. But the 90s for me, which were my formative years, so maybe that's why I look fondly on them, had some terrific independent films. And that's what this feels like to me. This feels like a throwback to, flicks like The Cooler or The Last Days of Frankie the Fly, early 2000s The Wrestler. This is a character study with it just plops you in with some interesting characters. Here's the situation and the catalyst to the bad thing that's going on in their life, and how does each character deal with it. All of the acting in this film is top notch. I can't say it speak highly enough about how amazing Pamela Anderson is in this. She is just understated as well as graceful. I mean, everything she does in this movie, you're just like, wow. I mean, that's just some incredible acting, and the way she interacts with Billy Lord's character, who Hannah, which is her daughter. They have some great scenes together as well. Billy Lord's obviously really good as herself, but to me, the other standouts of the side characters are Brenda Song and Dave Bautista. Now, a lot of us know Dave Bautista from a lot of different things, Marvel stuff mainly, right? I first noticed him. I'm like, man, this guy's a really good actor. When I saw him in Blade Runner 2024 or 2099, I'm sorry, and or 2049, Blade Runner 2049. Gosh, I got that wrong. But the first time I saw him in something like that, where he was actually, I mean, he wasn't just running around being an action star. He's good in the other Marvel stuff. Don't get me wrong, but in this, I mean, just so good. He reminds me of like a Philip Seymour Hoffman kind of. Yeah, I know it's a pretty big shoes to fill, but he's really just dialed in on this character. You believe that he is the character of Eddie, and I tip my hat to him. Like a lot of these pro wrestlers are getting into movies just to turn a quick buck, and I feel like Dave Bautista is actually, he's looking at the long run. He's actually trying to make a run at being a real true actor, and he is fantastic in this. Jamie Lee Curtis is, as always, she does crazy characters amazingly well, and she is top-notch Jamie Lee crazy in this, so as the oddball Annette, who is friends with Pamela Anderson. And the entire movie revolves around these four women. Pamela Anderson's character, Shelley, Jody, who's Kiernan Shipka, Brenda Song and Billy Lord's characters. Brenda Song is Marianne, and Hannah, Billy Lord's character. They're dynamic. The two younger showgirls, Jody and Annette, or I'm sorry, Jody and Marianne, are looking more at Shelley like a mother figure, like what do we do that the show's closing, you know? And it looks at, it really takes a deep dive into what, you know, where do you give up? Like if you're passionate about something and it's not working out, when do you call it quits? And this lady has, you know, the character of Shelley, she has no qualms about what she sacrificed a lot in her life to do what she loves. I can respect that. I can relate. I've been in a dead-end job for 15 years that I used to pay the bills. You know, my dream isn't to sit around in an office. It is to, you know, write novels and screenplays and do this stuff, you know, like these things. You know, I'm 43 years old. It's the window's closing every day, but there are stories where that, you know, pans out. And I relate with Shelley. Shelley's not giving up on her dream. Her run has ended at this show, but she's out there trying to figure out what her next move is. Her dream is to be a dancer, and that's what she's going to stick with. And I can respect that, and I really relate to it. There are a lot of problems that fall from that. And there are a lot of problems when your dream is to be a prolific writer too. So I get it, I feel it. And the film really shines in the small moments. I know I've ran on here. I'll do just a few more seconds here, but it shines in the small moments, the independent little moments where Shelley is quietly reflecting on her life in her dressing room or throwing a fit because she you know, didn't crush an audition, you know, that she had. And she's telling these young women, like she has a really great interaction with Marianne, who's played by Brenda Song. You know, Brenda Song's character is complaining about being in the show. And Shelley's like, then why the fuck are you even here? Why are you here? If you don't like it, why are you here? And the girl said for a paycheck. And Shelley's kind of like, that's not a way to live. This is my dream. If this isn't your dream, what are you doing here? And I can relate to that. I do a pros and cons list when I'm watching these movies, and I had 0 cons for this film. I loved everything about it. The closing scenes are beautiful. The direction's artfully done and masterfully done, in my opinion. This young lady, Gia Coppola, got some amazing performances out of these actors, and I can't say enough good things. Las Vegas never looked so beautiful and so grimy all at the same time. This film is worth your time. When it comes to your area, go out and see it. You won't be mad at your old Uncle Ray. I won't steering you wrong. I gave this one a 10 out of 10 on the Ray scale. Means 0 to some people. Some people like it. I don't know. But for me, this was a movie that I felt great after watching. It restored my love of independent film. It kick-started me. I was like looking for stuff to check out this weekend. You know, I might go back to the well, check out some of these early 90s independent films. You know, Leaving Las Vegas strikes comes to mind. You know, just to get this feel again. What a great movie. What a great cast. And like I said, this is worth your time. Head to your Cineplexes, check it out. As always, I'm Ray McGuff. All new episode of the Last Roundup Horror Show will be filming in January. Till then, hop over to our other page, check out our Christmas special. Get yourself a bite-sized morsel on the TikTok page of those amazing conversations I had with, you know, those guys are my family. They're not just my friends, they're my family. So, as always, have a happy holiday. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned.